we're live again. I don't know, man. Like, I just I don't think this issue of Transformers was particularly for me, which is not necessarily a problem for the comic. It's a problem for my enjoyment of the comic because it's the relaunch. This is Transformers #1. I should start reading off like the creators' names. I've always wanted to be like that. Brian Ruckley, and it's called the Ruckleyverse. Brian Ruckley, and art by two people, Angel Hernandez, and I don't know how to pronounce that. I'll probably pronounce this one pretty badly, so correct me. Is it Cachette Whitman? Shashette? I've not seen that name before, to be honest. I didn't notice, to be honest. I didn't notice it was two artists, so fair play to them. Absolute fair play to them there. They actually, that sounds really condescending, but like, usually, like we talked about in that Superman review we just did, you can tell when it's two different artists, but I didn't notice at all. I can't find any positivity, really. I can't muster any, not necessarily goodwill, but I can't muster any, like, yeah, Transformers. And I bloody love Transformers, as you might know by the channel. I've got far too many. I'm looking at moldy VHS copies of the Transformers as we speak. I would say I'm fairly obsessed by them, and I don't think they need to reboot, really. I usually think that about most reboots, to be honest. I can't think of a time where I was like, yeah, reboot the universe, way, unless it's like, I don't know, in story, you know. I think I might have been excited for the New 52, which probably marks me out as some sort of heathen, but I was very young back then, and I didn't really know much about the current DC universe at the time, but I would consider myself a casual fan at best of IDW's Transformers comics. I've got a few trades of More Than Meets the Eye. I read all of Till All Are One, and I read a bit of Lost Light when it was rebranded as Lost Right. Lost Right. L's and R's get me confused, but yeah, I can't really. I'm going to turn chat on because this is a stream. Like, you'll see it later because nobody's going to watch the live feed, but this is a stream. I can't really muster any positivity, and it makes me feel bad because I'm very obsessed with the Transformers. I want the Transformers comics to succeed. I want them to be good. Not to say that this one's bad, but I read it and I just didn't feel anything. I didn't feel any kind of. I don't know. I don't know if it was because it wasn't. I don't know what I'd want. I don't know what I'd want. James Roberts put out a tweet a wee while back. Big monster James Roberts, history's great monster James Roberts, put out a tweet recently saying, like, if you were in control of IDW, what kind of reboot would you do? Basically, I can't remember what the phrasing was, but it's basically you're in charge of the comics, you're getting to reboot them. What's your pitch? What's your elevator pitch? And other than making a joke about Barra, I didn't know. I genuinely didn't know what I'd want from a reboot. I don't know what I would do, to be honest. Like, because we had in the previous IDW comics, we had a very kind of unique setting where it was post-war. It was a lot of politics. It was a lot of kind of like a kind of non-war based society, like a recovering kind of society, the kind of political machinations there. And then you kind of had Roberts's books, which was pretty much what Transformers were. Because like the other books were quite good, but they were very much like a sideline to the main show, which was Roberts and his cavalcade of, lovely comics with just horrendous things happening to the wee bots. I'm mainly still salty about Pipes. I bloody love Pipes and shakes fist at you, Roberts. But I just don't know. Like I don't like this video is kind of is a vent for me because I follow a lot of people on the Twitter, the Instagram, and that, and I saw a lot of kind of love for it. Not as much as I thought there would be. I thought there would be much more love, but I saw a lot of love, and like I wanted to get in on that, but I just didn't have it within me. I didn't have any kind of things that I latched onto in the issue that I could be like, yes, this thing. I mainly just kind of read it. I read it in like 2 sittings. I read a bit of it when it came back. I just didn't take anything in. I took it in, but like nothing. Nothing. It wasn't like a parasitic life form. Like that's what a good piece of media should be a good piece of media should just latch onto your lungs and then it's stuck in there forever, like some sort of parasitic disease. This just kind of just blew me by. Like, I know, what is it called? What is he called? The new guy. There's a new robot. There's a handy wee page. I love this. I love this about IDW Comics because you know how there's a billion Transformers? Well, they've got a wee page at the start in the kind of same vein as here's what's going on, but they've got a wee here's all the kind of key players in the story, and the new guy, Rubble, had no emotion for it. I know it says more about me than it does the comic, but I just had nothing. Like he was a wee kind of cute boy robot, and he's just born, and he's like learning all the stuff. I liked that angle. I liked because that's very much. I don't know if it was too basic though. Like I don't know if it was like this is your first Transformers comic, and also the main character or one of the main characters is new and he's fresh and he's learning all about the world and like I get you. I get that you have to reboot your complicated universe and you've got your point of view character that doesn't know anything about it, so you're showing the audience while you're showing him. I didn't care for it really. I didn't like. I liked. Like I appreciated that angle. It was quite smart. It's very smart actually, but I didn't engage with it. You know, I was just like, and like, there's the interesting idea, which I think. I don't know. It's a confusing idea. It's an interesting idea, but it's a confusing idea because Rubble hasn't picked his alt mode yet, which implies that you can pick your alt mode in this continuity, which is huge. I want to say, I don't know if you could pick it before. Transformers in their alt modes are weird, but there was a whole kind of like mode thing in the last continuity where like there was backstory and like whole universe. There's a whole universe where like a Functionist universe where like your like alt mode determines your like rank in society and stuff. And there was great stuff you could do with that. But I don't know what they're going to do now that you can pick your alt mode. So I guess I am interested to see where the conflict comes from because they've set up that your minor da Megatron is about and is a political activist, and they're angry about something. But you know, you'll have to read the other issues to find out when that is. And like, I guess it's out this coming week and we can read it. But other than that little shred of things, I don't really feel any kind of reason to buy it. Which, you know, I think is. I don't want to criticize. I don't want to say it's bad because of that. It's just my inability to engage with it because it doesn't really. I don't know. It didn't engage with me. I didn't like hit any of the things that I wanted to see. I kind of suspected that they wouldn't do political stuff again because that's what the universe was previously. There was a lot of political shenanigans. Starscream was president, you know, so I kind of assumed they were going to get away from that, and I don't want them to get away from that, but I assumed they would, and I'm kind of surprised, blindsided even, that they're kind of going that way. And I know that's definitely what you'd want to do, and I guess we should do some amount of context. The war hasn't happened yet, because this is like a fresh Cybertron where your lads Optimus and Meganus Prime, God. Optimus and Megatron are like, I want to say spurned lovers. You very much get that tone. I know everyone's commented on that. I know that's not a new observation. Like, there's this panel. Look at this panel. Look, they're holding hands. They're palming hands. And it's some like former senator thing or something. But you know what's going on there. And I think that's great. I think that's magical that it's in the first issue of a Transformers comic. But again, like, I don't care. Like, I like it, but it's not. It's not a hook for me, and like they do have a hook at the end of this comic, which I feel like I should feel like more emotion about because the hook, spoilers, because there will be spoilers because I've been spoiling it for a wee while now. The hook at the end of this comic is Brainstorm's deed apparently, and he's been shot or son, and I feel like there's like a ghost of a response there because normally if I was into something and then that had happened, I'd be very angry because it's very symbolically then, because Brainstorm is very much one of the previous lads from the previous iteration of comics. Brainstorm, my understanding, is basically the Doctor. I know a lot of characters in Roberts' stuff is basically the Doctor. But I've always thought Brainstorm is a version of the Doctor from Doctor Who, and a mad / kind of evil one. I know he's a mad scientist, but there's Doctor stuff there. Time travel-y Doctor stuff. Spoilers. But I don't know. Why would you kill the main? It's not like a Wally West kind of thing where you're killing Hope, Brainstorm isn't Hope, but why would you kill like one of the main guys? It's like getting Tailgate and like murdering Tailgate on the first page or the last page of your new book. I know it's symbolic, like you're moving forward in bold new direction, as the cover says, but why would you do that? Why would you do that if not to engage / enrage people? But like I say, it's a ghost of that response because I don't really care about Brainstorm. I've got his toy. I think his toy is pretty cool, but I've not read too far into More Than Meets the Eye to like, parasitically fall in love with him. But I bet a lot of people have. So I bet that made a lot of interest in reading. I know Transformers comics are famously violent. They're like the G1 comics have a reputation because of Furminating people. The writer of the G1 comics would murder Transformers wholesale. And whole scale. I've always heard it as scale in my mind, wholesale. But wholesale makes more sense. But I know that's like a thing. So I know that you're in the proud tradition of just murdering Transformers, and I know people are not really affected by that. But if I was more involved, I probably would be affected by that, and that's probably a valid thing. I don't know if it's a criticism or even like a compliment, but I'm mostly just rambling at this point, and I feel good because this is the most I've thought about the comic. I think the key thing will come on Wednesday, New Comic Book Wednesday, when it comes out, because will I buy issue 2? It depends a lot on the art, I guess, because I'll pick it up and I'll be like, oh, issue 2. Like, I wasn't going to get this. Will I get this? Also depends what else is out. I hear Shazam's out next week, so, I know it's pounds and pennies, but still, gotta save money. Do I want to be that guy, though? Because I'm into Transformers, and I'm living the Transformers life. I'm plugged into the grid. So I'll see it all the time. I'll see it through osmosis. I'll see it on the Insta feed. I'll see it on Facebook, and people will be enjoying it. And I'll feel like I'm missing out if I don't get it. But, I don't want to be buying stuff out of obligation. Not this early into a comic. Because I get there. I'm sure I'll be buying Bendis' Superman long after it's good, or long after it's enraged me with certain decisions that it makes. But I don't want to be feeling like that one issue in, And like, I feel like I'm just being horrible because it's a new team and it's a new thing, but I don't know. This is it's a complicated one. I want to be at least some amount of love with this comic. Like, I want at least a shred of like gas, and mostly I feel like they've got the designs, like these toys, these characters are just the toy designs. They've drawn them completely like the toys, which is, I'm sure, great for someone. I feel like that will restrict creative decisions at some point. I mean, if they try to keep all of the characters, because like I know Bumblebee's just some random Bumblebee. There's not a Siege Bumblebee yet, so it can't tie into a toy line. If they kind of try to keep up with the releases of Siege as it goes, and then introduce characters based on the toys, and then trying to weave a narrative out of them, I'm kind of there for that. And I know that sounds horrible, because that's just the worst product placement imaginable. But that's, what the OG G1 comics were, and they turned out pretty mad. So I think it's a good recipe for, yes, disaster, but also potential fun. Yeah, like, let me see if I can get a good example of this here. This is where I just take an opportunity to yawn, slow down, because I have just been talking for like 10 minutes at a pace. There's stuff that I like, but then, like the toys, let's see if I can get this. They've got their little holes here and there. You can see wee holes, and that's the ports on the actual toys. That's the level they've gone to. And I, again, don't know how I feel about it. It's very odd. It's intriguing that they've picked this toy to be Optimus. Everybody that's into Transformers will know that this is the not current Optimus. The current Optimus is really good. The current Siege Optimus is really, really good. But it's not that one. It's the next one along, which is the Cybertron reference, the Galaxy Force Optimus, because he's the base body and he'll upgrade into a super form. And I find that very interesting, because are they going to have that super? Why did they pick the one that's not? Because it blows my mind they did that, because he looks like a weird kind of pointy-chested, slightly boxy, slightly too boxy, slightly too bloated Optimus, and then there's like proper G1 Megatron. Why would they go all the way to the effort to make all these very G1 things, and then pick the Galaxy Force reference to be the Optimus? Because Optimus is your face of the book. Why would they do that? Unless they are going to give him his super upgrade in the book, which is I'm on board with. But so far it seems to be like a political thing. So is like Megatron gonna like kick up some political activity, do some rallying, and then like Optimus is like, oh, this rallying has gone too far, Megatron. I'm gonna go get my anime super robot form, have a wee transformation scene, and then just annihilate all this probably well justified political rally. It's a weird decision. Again, hopefully that's just because they're trying to promote toys and they keep that up and they keep making weird decisions because that's so far the most interesting thing about the book to me. I'm getting squeaky because I feel like I don't know, not being controversial, but pressing up against controversial at least. But yeah, I definitely read it. Like if you're into Transformers, it's a good starting point. Like it's like I say, it's got a good point of view character. It's got a good kind of. When we heard about these books, when we heard about the reboot, the fear was that it was just going to be the war again, and it's not. It's not the war again. It's before the war, but that just kind of gives you to like build up. Like, is the first 6 issues going to be before the war, and then immediately it's going to be like the start of the war? I don't really want to see that. I know you've got room to do that, and like I guess that's where you go, and you've got all the kind of possibilities again. But the post-war stuff that they were putting out before this reboot was so good. And I know they kind of ran out of steam and it went on a wee bit too long. And inevitably, you're going to want to get back to the core of the brand, which is just Autobots versus Decepticons. I don't know. I'd be a lot more excited if this was like Brave New Era, we're doing Beast Wars. Brave New Era, we're doing like Armada somehow. I know that doesn't have enough nostalgia pool to generate a comic, but I'd be a lot more excited than just it's G1 again. I know people will turn up. They've been importing a lot of characters from everywhere in these comics in the last few years, but as it stands, issue 1 doesn't do anything for me, and I'm a bit sad about that, really. I guess I would. I don't know anything, but like I guess I'll wait to see issue 2. We'll see issue 2. We'll try and we'll be good. We'll see issue 2. We'll see if issue 2 does something different or brings something to the table that's like a kind of moment. I feel like it'll be like this for the first arc, and like I won't like it, and then they'll kind of course correct a bit, and there'll be stuff that'll be like, oh, that's a reference to this, and then I'll be like on board. But I'm the worst human. I freely admit that. But as it stands, don't know, man. Thoughts. It's not a review. It's thoughts. Like, comment, and subscribe. There's a Patreon somewhere. If you can find it, your reward is finding it. Because I won't be licking it, because I think I said licking it there. I won't be licking it. I won't be linking it, because that's some amount of effort. Anyway, bye.